and will continue to do until Biafra is restored and all the suffering indigenous populations in the damnable zoological republic are set free. Chineke nna nke pụrụ ihe niile Chukwu okike abịa onye na-efewe n'aja aha nsọ ya mma mgbe niile. Onye ọ bụla ya na-achị eluigwe n'ụwa na-agba akaebe ịhụnanya gị na ebere gị amara gị na ọmịiko gị ebe ndị gị na-eze ebe dị ngọzi. Anyị wee na-etoghị agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro. Iwe enye anyị ndụ ala nke dị n'uwere n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-asị na ịja mma niile otu niile dịrị aha nsọ gị. Onye ọ bụla ya ka ike niile na ọ gbadara aka ya. Anyị wee na-akpọku gị na-asị gị na nke ọma anyị ga-ekele gị nke ọjọọ ma anyị kelee gị. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma wee na-eto gị wee na-asọpụrụ gị n'isi ụmụ gị niile bụ ndị ikwu ndị wee ezi oku mgbe a kpọrọ ha ka ha wee chekwaa ala nsọ gị bụ Biafra onye nwe m na Chineke na ihe n'ikwuru anyị nkwa na o mekataghị ka ndị iro wee were ala nsọ Biafra onye nwe m na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro ma ndị na-agba mgbọgba ebe niile dị iche iche onye nwe m na Chineke nna ihere bụ nke niile etu a n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-eto gị wee na-asị onye nwe anyị na Chineke nna nke pụrụ m ihe niile onye ọ bụ naanị ya na-azọpụta onye ọ bụ naanị ya bụ okwu ya niile bụ ihe na amen. Anyị wee na-asị ezi ebube dị ngọzi na n'ụtụtụ na ịja mma na nsọpụrụ site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi. Ise ise ise.
Hello, thank you for joining us this morning, afternoon, and night, depending on where you are joining us from. Welcome to Sunrise on Radio Biafra 102.1 FM. Welcome to Sunrise. My name is Sochima, Mbanali, and it is an absolute pleasure to be with you here every morning on Radio Biafra. Here we seek to conscientize, here we seek to motivate you. So I welcome you once more to Radio Biafra this morning. My name is Sochima Mbanali. Sochima Mbanali is from Isu in Olu province of Biafra land. Today is the 25th day of February 2024. The 25th day of February 2024. And the time is 4 minutes past the hour of 5 in the holy and blessed land of Biafra. This is Sunrise, and we are streaming live on various platforms. Let me check Facebook if Facebook is working. Remember yesterday, while we were on air, Facebook decided to entirely block us. And until today, that program of yesterday has been unable to be accessed. I checked again a few minutes ago because I appealed their decision. And then I saw that they wrote somewhere that it can only be seen in some countries, that is a few countries. I am not sure if you are seeing the yesterday's program from this platform, from Facebook. But we must continue. Facebook cannot force us to stop the spread of the gospel. But one thing we must put in mind is that this is the policy of Facebook against us. Therefore, we must also take measures to counter their policy against us. We must also make our own put-in measures. We have IPOB Community Radio on YouTube. Go and follow IPOB Community Radio on YouTube. We also have various apps like Radio Biafra and IPOB Community Radio. These are low data usage apps. They are lower. The data usage is lower than that of Facebook. We must all utilize these avenues in order to make sure that we listen and in order to make sure that we spread the gospel. Do you know that when you have a conversation with somebody and the person says to you, how then do I get to listen to this gospel? Tell them to download IPOB Community Radio. Or you can ask them to download Radio Biafra. Because Facebook is really, really working against us. Now, I am also on YouTube, Sochima Mbanali, and I try to post this content that I create here every day on YouTube. so that you can also share, so that I can also share with others who are unfortunate not to be here on Facebook, because Facebook blocks people, and we must also find our own alternatives. We must also use the alternatives that we have in order to make sure that this gospel is spread, rather than to just complain. No, we have gone more than complaining. We have passed that level. At this moment, if something is not working, we change it. If something is not working, we change it. We change it. If it is something that we know that cannot be changed, but everything can be changed. For instance, the situation of Nigeria, what we are bringing is a change. What we are bringing to Nigeria's situation is a change. That is why Mazen Nnamdi Kanu presented the solution to Nigeria problem to Nigeria. What Mazen Nnamdi Kanu presented is a solution to the Nigerian mess. It is not a destructive mechanism. It is a solution-based mechanism, a mechanism that provides solution to the Nigerian people. I don't know if you are following what I mean by that. What I mean by that is that Nigeria was created by taking away powers from the people. That is why even those who say that they are the founding fathers of Nigeria, they say to you that Nigeria is the landmass, not the people, because the power has been taken away from the people. The people have been relegated to the status of animals, to the status less than cows, to the status of sheep. Therefore, what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu came to do is to open up the brain of the people living in Nigeria, the brain of the black man. That is why Radio Biafra started, in order to open up our minds, in order to make us see reason. You understand that you see reason when you congregate. When you congregate in a particular space, and slowly but surely you bring out information. A structured congregation, not just a congregation of just people just gather. No, a structured congregation. So number one is through the congregation of people. Number two is through building a structure that will further disseminate, propagate the gospel that has been passed through that congregation. For instance, like I said, the congregation via Radio Biafra and then IPOB. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, through these mediums, presented the solution of the Nigerian problem, which is take back the power that you have removed from these people and give it back to them. Power belongs to the people, not to the elite, not to the Sokoto Caliphate, not to Britain, not to now France trying to muscle their way into Nigeria. No, the power belongs to the people. Therefore, what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu presented to Nigeria is a solution to the Nigerian mess. Not a problem, but a solution to the Nigerian mess. Therefore, this morning, like every lover of freedom should do, I am calling for the immediate release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu by the Nigeria government. I am calling for the immediate release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu by the Nigeria government. I call on Nigeria government to obey the ruling of various courts of competent jurisdiction, which declared the abduction and continued incarceration of our leader illegal and a crime against humanity. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, was abducted from Kenya by Nigeria government on the 19th of June 2021. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was tortured in Kenya for 8 days, after which he was forcefully brought into Nigeria. And since then, he has been unlawfully held in the dungeon of the DSS in Abuja. Now, I want to take you back to the opinion of the UN Working Group on Arbitrary Detention that was released on the 20th of July 2022 that declared the extraordinary rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a violation of international human rights conventions. The same opinion ordered Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's immediate and unconditional release. Now, before I talk about the fact that Nigeria government has ignored this ruling, I want to ask why the United Nations has failed to uphold and enforce their own opinion. If United Nations cannot enforce their opinion, what is the need? What is their need? What is their responsibility? What are they doing? I remember when I was somebody's program on Twitter and I was given the permission to speak. I was given the opportunity to speak. And the conversation was about UN, how African countries are supposed to work or to the decision that they are supposed to make concerning UN if they will stay or not. And I came up with the opinion that I did not say that they shouldn't leave. I believe that UN is not functional. This is my opinion. Judging from how the world is going, the economic meltdown of the world, the war going on in different places, the poverty, the hunger that is killing people in millions, I think that the UN is moribund. UN is ineffective. However, during that interview, I did not say leave because that was, I know, the direction that some people were talking about leaving United Nations. I did not want to jump to a conclusion without going through a process. And I suggested that for now, African leaders should go to UN from a place of strength. Should go to UN from a place of strength. Try to build up yourself first before you leave. Try to build up yourself first before you leave. And I am happy that today there are countries in Africa that are building up themselves, that are making sure that they can be able to stand and speak for their brothers. That this day there are countries that are making effort to ensure that they strengthen their international reach. You have problems going on all over the world, especially in Africa, and the United Nations is keeping a blind eye. The case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, where they expressed opinion since July 2022, almost 2 years, and they have done nothing. Nothing. In my view, they have done absolutely nothing in order to ensure that their opinion is upheld. And this was also the case when Biafrans were being massacred from 1967 to 1970. What did the UN do? The UN was created 1940 something. The UN was created 1940 something. They were there. They saw over 7 million of us massacred. Over 7 million of us massacred. People were starved to death. And the same process is repeating itself as we speak. The same process is happening right before our eyes. And the UN is feigning ignorance. They give an opinion and they went back to sleep. Nigeria government is not only in charge of ECOWAS. Nigeria government is not only in charge of AU. Nigeria government is also in charge of UN, United Nations. This morning I'm calling on United Nations to do more. I'm calling on them to do more. It is their responsibility. We have our own responsibility, that is for sure. But if they exist and they say they are the United Nations and these are their responsibilities, it is an expectation that they carry out their responsibility. I'm not saying this because we will fold our hands, leave everything we've been doing before. No, I'm saying this because there is need for them to also meet up with their responsibility. In July 2022, they said that the extraordinary rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a violation of international human rights conventions. They, at the same time, ordered his immediate and unconditional release. Now I'm asking them, why have they not implemented this? Why have they not forced the zoo to implementing the immediate and unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? It's been 2 years now. What is holding them? Gini Jinkitong. Now, talking about the Nigeria government, it is a shame that this government, this atrocious government, has continued to snub this opinion, just like they have done to the ruling of various courts in Nigeria that discharged and acquitted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Instead, they have pursued every effort to inflict severe physical and psychological torture on this innocent man. Nigeria government went to his home, his parents' home in 2017, 14th of September 2017, and they tried to assassinate the same man. They tried to assassinate him despite having his case in their court, having him supposed to be in the court in a couple of hours. They went to assassinate him because they knew that they had no case, just like they have no case now. Thankfully, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu managed to escape, but at least 28 men and women were slaughtered. At least, that's the lowest number, were slaughtered right on the spot, right inside that house. This does not even take into cognizance those who died as a result of this. Like the parents of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they died as a result of this, the slaughter in their home, in their palace. What about the parents of those who lost their children in their palace that day? What about the villagers who were shot at that day? You understand, as one of our comrades informed us, that the number of those who lost their lives on that day was so much. It has not even been properly estimated. So much. So much. Despite all of these atrocities, because the world has been quiet, look at ECOWAS gave Nigeria the power to be the ECOWAS chairman while Tinubu was still going through a court validation of his election. They gave him the position. All of these bodies are anti the people that they are serving. Today you are hearing that ECOWAS is trying to make peace with Mali and the rest of them. people that you placed embargo on, people that you said you do not want any business with them, people that you try to starve to death. The same thing that Nigeria government is doing to its citizens. That is what ECOWAS tried to do to Niger, tried to do to Mali, tried to do to Burkina Faso. And today, the Nigeria government, the leader of ECOWAS, is replicating the same strategy in Nigeria, and people are dying out of starvation. People are starving. Of course, the world is quiet. What else would the world do when they were quiet, when the same strategy was implemented against three nations, Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso? The world is quiet. You have bodies like AU. They have no dignity. You have bodies like AU. You have UN that is ineffective. Only when Britain says you must be effective, they become effective. Anyway, what do you expect of products of colonialism? Tools that are implemented by colonialists, slave traders, slave dealers, slave hunters. What do you expect from such organizations? It is time that we put things right. It is time that we stop this war going on in different places, especially in the zoo called Nigeria. It is time that we bring an end to the starvation of the innocent. People are dying because some people are just there to make money. Because some people care about their personal interest. People are being abducted from different corners of the world. Because some people call themselves elites, that their lives are more important than the lives of ordinary Nigerians. Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He committed no crime. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not commit any crime known to law. He did not commit any crime known to law. Now, Sowore said reasoning should prevail. That is what he said to Tinubu. Reasoning should prevail. This whole thing was unnecessary. Sowore calls for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. This is according to Icons News. You remember that Sowore was also being prosecuted. He was also being persecuted because he called for revolution. A revolution that will better the lives of the people. A revolution that will better the lives of an ordinary Nigerian. And they came for his head. He called for a revolution. We are calling for power to be given back to the people. We are calling for a revolution through a democratic process. A democratic process. We are not calling for violence. What we are calling for is democracy to prevail. That is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in DSS dungeon, for democracy to prevail. Why is it that those who have said to you, we are those bringing you democracy, are those who are stepping upon against the democracy that they say they are bringing, that they have brought to you? They are those who are working against the principles of what they brought, the principles of democracy. This is simple takia. They say to you, this is the direction, whereas they are heading to the other direction. And today, Nigeria is a mess. Nigeria is such a mess that even people who talk about Pan-Africanism around the world, people that you see, you speak with, you talk about, you say this guy is wonderful, they avoid speaking about Nigeria. Go and take a look at them. I'm not talking about in the past, like those who in the past wanted to visit Nigeria and died and were assassinated. I'm telling you today, people who talk about Pan-Africanism, the unity of the black race, they forget the foundation of this problem. They pretend not to see the foundation of the problem. Makes you question what is going on. Makes you understand that all of these gimmicks, all of these things people are talking about, I beg you ask questions if they are serious about solving the problem of the African people. Because if you want to solve a problem, you start from the root. You start from the foundation. You talk about it come what may. You start from the root. Today, you have war going on in the zoo. And everybody's quiet. But we are talking about Pan-Africanism. But we are quiet about the real stumbling block against Pan-Africanism. Makes me question the understanding of black people when it comes to nation building. Pan-Africanism is building a nation. That is what it is. Building a nation with different sub-nations. Building a unit. Then that makes you question their understanding of nation building. Today, people are being massacred en masse in Nigeria. People are being massacred through different means, through various strategies. And today they have employed the strategy of starvation. Remember that they used the strategy of insecurity. The same thing they did 1966 to 1970. They declared war, like Gowon has already admitted that he declared war on Biafra. He declared the genocide started, the genocidal war. That was what they did when they went to all of the Sahel region and brought Fulani terrorists into your land. They declared war on you. They started killing your people. They started abducting you from Lagos to Kaduna. They started taking over your land from Plateau to Enugu to Oyo. Who are the ones who are dying? Is it not you, the ordinary Nigerians? Who are the ones who are dying? Do you see your politicians dying? No. The police that are meant to protect you, they are there protecting your politicians. And when your politicians are being attacked by the same terrorists themselves, because they brought them in, they are the ones killing each other. Who dies on their behalf? The police. The police. These are police that are meant to protect you, but no. They have vacated their responsibility. Their responsibility is to serve the elite. The elite in Nigeria are those ones who their lives are worth saving, not people like you and I. The ordinary man on the street. The ordinary man who is making the economy to stand, who is working day and night in order to sustain the country called Nigeria, who jumps out on the street to protest the street of Lagos, the street of Kaduna, the street of Niger, the street of Mina, the street of Oyo to protest. The street of Ibadan, you are there protesting. Why? Because you are the ones dying. You are the ones dying. Today you are protesting starvation. Yesterday you were protesting the incursion into your land by Fulani terrorists. Tomorrow, who knows what you protest against? Who knows what you protest against? Because you have failed to address the situation, the issue from the foundation. And nothing can stop a problem that has bordered, that has roots, unless you go back to the roots and tackle it from the foundation. Today, people are being massacred all over. The economy is bad. People are emasculated. Do you understand that it will be simply madness? It will be simply madness if I show anything less than disgust, anything less than hatred, anything less than lack of trust towards anything that is Nigerian or related to Nigeria. Do you know why I say that? It will be madness if I see something that is trying to kill me and I'm feeding it. I'm saying, yes, I know you've been trying and you are failing, but take food, eat, live tomorrow so that you will try again. The more you talk about protesting against starvation, the more you talk about protesting against insecurity, the more you are sustaining Nigeria. What do you do in order to ensure the end of this problem that has been created to kill you? Protest against the end of the zoo. Protest and ask for power to be given back to you through a referendum. Go and say to them what Biafrans have been dying for. They are right. Now we see that they are right. But can you do that? Dead bodies, can you do that? Can you? There are people in Nigeria that can. Let's be frank. There are people in Nigeria that can. But there are also those bad ones, the bad eggs. The bad eggs, they are hell-bent on ensuring that the work of terrorists are fulfilled, that the work of Britain is fulfilled, the work of the Sokoto Caliphate that is only serious about the killing of Nigerians is fulfilled. There are good ones. Do not misunderstand that. There are good ones. Yes. But also there are very, very bad ones. Now, let us start with this news from Icons News. It says, ways Buhari sets agenda for inevitable war. And this was, I'm trying to find the date of the publication, but I cannot find the date. However, I'm just going to bring this to you. It says, being excerpts of address delivered Apapo Odua Koya through Colonel Ambimbola Sowunmi, retired, to retired Yoruba junior officers recently in Kogi State. So this Abimbola Sowunmi understands what is happening in the zoo, and then this is one. When I said there are some good ones, I don't know this person, but the fact that this person delivered a message on what is happening, I count the person as at least someone who is speaking well. Now, he says we need to educate Yoruba people constantly on how the Fulani has made war inevitable in Nigeria. Believe it or not, it will come. Now, I want you to send this clip to this broadcast to every Yoruba person, because I need to quickly address this issue. Now, let me read it, because this was sent to them. So this is their letter. I'm reading it to them. It says, we need to educate Yoruba people constantly. Not once, not twice, but constantly, on how the Fulani has made war inevitable in Nigeria. Who made war inevitable? The Fulani. Where? In Nigeria. Okay. He says, believe it or not, it will come. That means it has been signed, it has been sealed. It will come. The best way to defend peace is to prepare for war. Why? Because it will come. Okay, before I go ahead, let me explain something to you. Before you become a little bit afraid of war, let me explain something to you. Life is a war. Do you know that? Life is a war. Life is a war. You celebrate the war of life. When you conceive a child, you don't know what it took. You don't know how many died for that one to survive. That's one sperm to survive. You don't know how many millions died. You don't know that is a war? The cells in your body are every day dying and new ones are coming up. You don't know that is a war? Why would cells die? Why would they die? Why then would they die? You find that there are cells of the body that are every time working in towards making sure that you are being sustained, that new cells are produced. Why? Because they understand they are defending the land. That is what they are doing. When you want a job, you are not the only person who wants that job. It is a war. You have to fight to get it. When you are fighting for something, it is a war. You go to sleep, you wake up, you don't understand what happened. You don't understand the fight that your body had to fight in order to keep your heart beating, in order to keep your heart beating. Do you understand that there are people who go to sleep and they have heart attack and they don't wake up? But of course, because today is Sunday, you will go and listen to somebody who will tell you it is a spiritual attack. You will, when they tell you spiritual attack, because you are not living in a spiritual world, you will not do investigation to find out exactly what happened. You now put it in the hands of God. No investigation. How will you learn if you cannot investigate? How will you learn? If you cannot search, if you cannot seek, if you cannot ask. And the worst is that you are still being told every day in the church that when you ask, you shall receive. When you seek, you shall find. What is it that is stopping you from asking? It is because of the other teachings telling you that your problem is spiritual, not physical. And that is absolute nonsense. Now, let's go back to this. It says, here were the steps taken in the last 8 years by Fulani to set Nigeria on the path of war. Apart from the British plot to retain Fulani. Now, what he's trying to say is, apart from the British plot to retain Fulani, because the Britain also did theirs, they also, which means he's trying to say that Britain also took their own steps in the last 8 years to set Nigeria on the path of war. Now, apart from that, it says here were the steps taken in the last 8 years by Fulani themselves. So your problem is massive. You have the British, you have Fulani, you have now you have even the locals, your own people you see as your own. People you see as your own. They are there bringing war to you. People we see as our own. Look at Biafra land, look at Enugu State, look at Imo State. People we see as our own. They are there bringing the war to us, making comfortable the environment for those who want to kill us. I am glad that IPOB said no, enough is enough. And they drafted men and women, our school children, to that place. Wonderful people. I want to thank the Directorate of States of the Indigenous People of Biafra. Honestly, wonderful people. You know, let me, while I am here, let me say something. Recently, I have found one of the ways that the enemies have been fighting these wonderful people, the DOS that you see. You don't know the war that these people fought. You don't know. You don't know. My responsibility here was not to come and defend them. No, that wasn't my responsibility. There are comrades whose responsibility was that. That wasn't my responsibility. We all have our responsibilities. But guess what? Them themselves did amazing job. While you are busy talking, oh, the DOS this, the DOS that, they are busy working. Now, all the talks that these agents of the zoo, all the works, all their problems that they brought in and said, oh, this, trying to raise up, what is that word? Where did it get them? They keep being defeated. And guess what? Because the zoo is hell-bent on fighting us, on bringing war, because the British people, they are interested in bringing war. They don't care. I mean, they are trying to reduce the number of black people anyway, so the more war, the better. I remember Mazi China Sanworu saying that Tinubu must go to that war, the war in Niger that he refused. And today they are still pushing for that war. Maybe they have changed location from Niger now to Nigeria. I thank the DOS. I actually don't expect them to be speaking, honestly. I don't expect them to be speaking. Do you realize this has always been my stand from the first day? I don't expect the DOS to be speaking. Once in a while, yes. But I really do not. I want them. I prefer the way they are. Just let us see results. Let us just see what they are doing. Look at in Enugu State, how they moved in. ESN. That is all I care about. Not the talks. No. What we need at this point are people who have ideas of what to do and they are doing it. That is what we need at this point. And at the same time, I want to thank the Eastern Security Network. Men and women, wonderful people. Wonderful people. When I say wonderful, I don't know what other word to use. Do you know, in this day and age, for somebody to be able to leave distractions and accept the highest calling, that is the most wonderful person you can ever find. What is the highest calling? To serve your generation, to be a service to your generation. Do you think people are remembered simply because they made money? No. There will always be another richer person. Do you think people are remembered because they were handsome? No. There will always be another. We told that the beautiful ones are not yet born. People are remembered because of the service they rendered to their generation. Not to themselves. Not to their family. But to their generation. These people are rendering a wonderful service to our generation. Therefore, we must support them with all that we can. All. Don't go and pay your tithe and offering somewhere. Pay it to IPOB. Pay your tithe and offering today to IPOB. To IPOB. Now, let me continue with this message to the Yorubas. It says, here were the steps taken in the last 8 years by Fulani to set Nigeria on the path of war. Apart from the British plot to retain Fulani, the most retrogressive group in power, so as to keep Nigeria stunted. Now, you understand why Nigeria is stunted, why there is backwardness, why there is a lack of development. Now you understand, because those who they have put in position of power are those who are meant to take you back thousands of years. Our leader said we have been taken back 3,000 years back. Okay, number one says Buhari and his Fulani kingsmen Abinicio brought him to power in order to ensure the Fulani would be out of government, but not out of power. Okay, let me repeat. Buhari and his Fulani kingsman Abinicio brought him to power in order to ensure the Fulani would be out of government, but not out of power. Okay, so you know what that means, which means right now the Fulanis are still in power. Okay, let's see. For the 8 years Buhari's party, Congress for Progressive Change, CPC, ruled Nigeria, though in the name of All Progressives Congress, APC, the CPC was the real party in power. It controlled all the major security organs of government. All the major security organs of government. For the past 8 years, under the flimsy rehabilitation of terrorists, thousands of Fulani have been recruited into the Nigerian security apparatus through the back door. So here, he's telling you the security implications of the recruitment of terrorists. And who are these terrorists? Fulani. And who are these Fulani? All over Senegambia, all over, from Futajalon to Niger to all over. They are the ones who are in your army. They are the ones who are in your police. They are the ones who are in your navy. They are the ones who are in your air force. Hence, they are the ones in charge of your life. Okay, let's go. There is so much to say about these things, but let's just, I'm sure you take time and read it. It's on Icons News. You can go and search for ways Buhari set agenda for inevitable war. And you'll find it. Icons News. Number 2 says the CPC officials stole the country dry. The agenda was to keep public funds in private pockets in order to prepare for the inevitable war. I keep repeating the words he's using. Inevitable war. Inevitable war. Okay. It is not just about corruption. It is about rogue stealing for a political agenda. It is not just about corruption. It is about rogue stealing for political agenda. This is why you never see them prosecute any Fulani terrorist. And you know, when I say terrorists, I'm talking about even those in political positions. That is why you can never see them prosecute these terrorists. You can never see them prosecute them. They are there in different political offices. They loot the country dry and they get away with it. Number 3, it says Buhari allowed armed Fulani gangs to have full dominion in all forests in Yoruba land, Middle Belt territories, and in the southeast. They have already established armed cells. The armed groups are in thousands. They will be used to torment and harass the country into submission, either to force a military intervention or to destabilize any regime that is in power. Let's pay attention to that. Then number 4, Buhari removed subsidy beginning from January 2022. The subsidy budget ended in May 2023, the second day he left power. Prices of everything went up. This is a deliberate plan to create chaos that will lead to mass uprising, which the Fulani, which is still better placed in the army, and all other security institutions want to explore. This is not to rationalize the profligate and corrupt regime that took over from Buhari. Okay, so basically, this person is saying that Buhari removed subsidy from January 2022, and then this problem started right from 2022 that this was removed. Okay, the subsidy ended in May 2023, which means this problem escalated. It's been there. It did not start. It just escalated to this point where you are now, where you're crying. And the government of Tinubu came and did nothing to reverse that trend. They did nothing. They actually came to continue. Tinubu said to you that he's there to continue on the path that Buhari traded. He said that. He said that. Let me even, I'll find it before the end of this program. I'll find it before the end of this program. It says here, this is Premium Time, 16 January 2024. It says, our administration will continue to work from where President Buhari stopped. It said, our administration, the topic of this news is Buhari served Nigeria with uncommon zeal. It is just pathetic. It is just pathetic. It says, our administration will continue to work from where President Buhari stopped to make our country better, create a vibrant economy, and secure the environment to bring more prosperity to our people. Now ask yourself, did Buhari make your country better? No. Which means he's directly telling you that he's not coming there to make your country better, because Buhari destroyed your country. He's coming to even make it worse. When they said to make our country better, this is Takia. This is the way they address, they lie. He's telling you, this thing you are complaining, it is good, though it is us. They keep lying straight to your face when you can see the problem. Number two, to create a vibrant economy. Did Buhari create a vibrant economy? The answer is no. Actually, the foreign debt that was at $10 billion was raised to over 300%. To over $30 billion. Over 300%. If not 50-something billion dollars, the foreign debt. Buhari came and destroyed the zoo. And this man in January 16, 2024, this year, just a month ago, told you that he is there to continue the legacies of Buhari. He said, create a vibrant economy. Like I said, you all know Buhari destroyed the economy. And finally, secure the environment. How did Buhari secure environment? Did Buhari not pay terrorists 100 billion naira to buy equipment, war equipment to kill you? He did that. But look at what this person is saying here. So this, in number 4, this person is saying that Tinubu came and built. He said, because at the last part, it says, this is not to rationalize the profligate and corrupt regime that took over from Buhari, which means Buhari sets the standard. He sets the environment. Tinubu came to continue. Like he said, he has said it, that he's there to continue on the works of Buhari. Now, let's go to number 5 as we approach towards the opening of the line so that you can also be part of this conversation. Number 5 says, Buhari and the Fulani cabal borrowed so much money to the tune of 37 trillion. Borrowed to the tune of 37 trillion. This government was using 95% of earnings to service debt. 95% of whatever comes into the country, they use it and pay debts. Who are they paying? Of course, that is why the UN is quiet. Because UN is getting the money from Nigeria. Now, UN is getting 95% of Nigeria. The IMFs and the rest of them, they are getting 95% of Nigeria money. That is why they are quiet. That is why these world organizations can see the starvation in Nigeria and they are quiet. How can people starve in this world? People that are living on top of the earth. This earth is meant to plant crops and it grows. Not to talk of now that you don't even need earth to plant crops, that you need just liquid nutrients to plant crops. And people are still dying of starvation. Sometimes I sit back and I ask myself, what kind are we all actually, what kind of human beings are these? I ask myself. You see the way Britain is killing other human beings, you wonder, what kind of human beings are those? This earth that is big enough for us, this earth that nobody will live forever, you are still killing your brother, somebody that you are supposed to help build a better life for yourself together. This war in Nigeria, what is it for? So that they can loot what belongs to you, so that they can continue taking 95% of the resources in the zoo. That is if it is still at 95%. It says there is no way any government can succeed, any government that succeeded him would make it. There is no miracle any government can perform. Buhari has already set the tone for inevitable misery and chaos. It is made worse because his successor has continued with the same pattern of exploitation and reckless stealing of public funds, even in the first few months of the regime. What is she saying? That what Buhari's regime was known for was borrowing. Borrowing with, okay, when you borrow, what do you do with the money you borrow? I was listening to somebody talking about how Nigeria, all they know is borrow money. The money, the money that comes into the country, they use it to pay debts and then they borrow. You know, in economics, in investment, you can borrow to invest. You can borrow as a source of capital. Not to buy house, no. Not to buy clothes, no, or cars, no. But as a source of investment. Unless maybe you bought a house as investment, which is probably not the best idea. Still an investment. Maybe not the best idea, but still an investment. Or you bought a car for investment. But you can borrow from the bank in order to invest. But in the case of Nigeria, they borrow to put in their pockets. They borrow to loot. They borrow to steal. And they use your resources to pay, to service the debt. They're not even paying the debts. They are servicing it. They're not even paying debts. They're not paying back the money they borrow. Number 6, it says, and let me, before I go to number 6, it says that Tinubu has continued on that path of borrowing and looting. Now, number 6, Buhari and his Fulani cabal took foreign funds and agreed to pay with crude oil. They took foreign funds and agreed to pay with crude oil. They took foreign funds. Listen to this, because I don't even have the words to explain the idiocy. And you, Nigerian, you are there. You are there listening to all of these idiots, all of these mugus, who you call political leaders. You are there listening to them. You are there listening to them. They ask you to come out and protest against hunger. You come out. Who are you protesting against? Is it not against them? Is it not against your politicians who have made you wretched? Why don't you know where they are? Don't you know where their offices are? Don't you know? Oh, you don't know because the Fulanis are in the police and the army. You are afraid. If you are afraid, you are not ready for change. I repeat, if you are afraid, you are not ready for change. Okay, let's go to number 6. Buhari and his Fulani cabals took foreign funds and agreed to pay with crude oil. This will last for many years. As Nigeria sells crude, substantial part of the money would be deducted by creditors. Imagine, oh, imagine. This is a huge hurdle that will never allow Nigeria, never, this writer said never, that will never allow Nigeria to survive the next 2 years. Fulani need this chaos to bring back the army, which structure remains in their hands. We must resist this by all means necessary. Okay. I need you to go back and read this. We have a lot to discuss today, but because of time. Okay, let me just dive straight into it. I will not try to explain anything. I'll just keep going. Buhari armed the Ijo in the Niger Delta. Now, this one has come home to us. It says, Buhari armed the Ijo in the Niger Delta. It was a political decision that many fail to understand. He gave 4 billion naira protection of pipelines to Tompolo and also asked Asari Dokubo to protect Abuja-Kaduna Highway with some 2.5 billion given to his armed group. That is a total of 6.5 billion, okay? A lot of people fail to understand the reason. The Fulani want an alliance with the Ijo, which produce most of Nigeria oil. That is really not true, but okay. Most of the Nigeria oil. Anyway, let's not go into that conversation. It's a conversation for another day. But that is what Nigeria, the official stand of Nigeria. So I understand why this person wrote this. The official stand of Nigeria is that most of Nigeria oil is coming from Ijo, Biafra land. Okay. They calculate that the Ijo needed to be fully armed for 2 reasons. To use them as ally to fight against Igbo Southeast and Yoruba Southwest when the war starts. Now, okay, let me ask you. No. Let's continue. I said I'll continue. When the war starts, they also wanted to regain and bargain for the control of many oil rigs they own in the Niger Delta. It is unthinkable that a federal government of Nigeria, FGN, Fulani government of Nigeria, would provide so much money for armed rebels if not for its own strategic considerations. As we speak today, the Ijos are armed to the teeth. In protecting oil pipelines, they have also used the opportunity to bring so many arms into their part of the country. The Fulani calculates that with Ijo fighting Yoruba and Igbo, the Fulani would negotiate a foothold in the Niger Delta. The Fulani also calculates that a well-armed Ijo would ensure Yoruba or Igbo do not have access to oil and therefore would not deny the Fulani the chance of entering the Ijo territory through a plotted alliance. You must have observed that Fulani armed groups are not present in Ijo forest. Unfortunately, Tinubu came and rewarded the contracts to Tompolo. Disgracefully, Tompolo is even protecting the pipelines in Yoruba territory. Okay. This is number 7, and I do not want to make any comment on this, especially on this number 7, because this is an issue that has to do with what is still happening in future, what will happen in future, the plans of the Fulani terrorists, why they gave so much money, so much billions to people to protect pipeline, when they could have invested that money into technology that would be used to track pipeline and survey pipeline and secure pipeline. But no, They invested it on people. And one thing you must know about people is that people are people. People will be people. And I'll just leave it there. And then it says, because of time, it says what is to be done. I will just go through this and then I'll open up the line. It says, the Yoruba political class is empty. Now, let me stop here and show you why you must agree with this person. This is a statement from the Chronicles, chronicle.ng. It says, Igbos will lead Nigeria into another civil war. Are Kankafo. This is one of those political leaders of the Yorubas that this writer who analyzed the problem of Nigeria, who told you with things you can even see, not just speculations, things that you can prove by yourself, said that the problem is that the Yoruba political leaders they do not have any, they are empty. And the writer went on to say that they can never save Yoruba land. All they are looking for is to be instruments of the Fulanis. This is a political leader, a so-called activist, a pan-Yoruba activist. That's what he's calling himself. Are Kurunmi Kankafo has alleged that the Igbos will lead Nigeria into another civil war. When just few days ago, the man who led Nigeria into the first civil war came out and said openly that he led Nigeria into the civil war. But this fool will never tell the truth. They will not. Okay, let me ignore this for now. We'll bring up his case sometime. Not for now. It is irrelevant in what we are talking about. It's just a distraction. Of course, there are some people, some foolish people who listen to him. So these are the people he's trying to rile up. And these foolish people don't know that Fulanis are not indigenous to Nigeria. At the end of the day, they will leave. If they don't leave, you'll be dead. Let's be honest about it. If they don't leave, you will be dead. You Yoruba man on Twitter jumping up and down, you have seen how Tinubu have left you. He has left you stranded, hasn't he? He's looting for himself and his family. Your people are on the streets dying of hunger. Your people are in the villages being slaughtered by terrorists. How can you still be listening to fools who are there to create chaos? People who have not done anything tangible to save your life. They are there looking for troubles. The man who created the first war said it, that he created the first war. This other sister that I read, I'm reading his post, told you that Buhari and the rest of them, APC, have set up an agenda to engulf Nigeria in war. And you have someone who goes on saying Yoruba Pana activist or whatever is in control of your thoughts. Then you are less than an animal, honestly. Less than an animal. So let's say it says what is to be done from Icons News. I'm reading from Icons News. It says what is to be done. The Yoruba political class is empty. That is what she said. They can never save Yoruba land. They are barren and arid in ideology. Why are they barren? Because all they care about is how to destroy their own people and enthrone the Fulani terrorists, like they did in what's the name of their land, where the Fulanis took over and have emirs. It says the future lay in our own hands. We call on Yoruba people to prepare. Nigeria cannot survive the landmines laid by the Fulani. The landmines will soon begin to detonate one by one. Plans of parliamentary system to begin in 2031 is another Fulani agenda. They keep setting agenda for you Nigerians. When will you set agenda for them? What agenda do you have for these terrorists, these Fulani people who are in charge of your lives and are making your lives a misery? What is your agenda for them? You don't have none, do you? It says 2031 is another Fulani agenda. They have even set an agenda for next 7 years for you. Just like the Nigeria whatever developmental projects, the UN developmental project, World Bank, whatever developmental project, oh, carbon emission, oh, this and that, oh, food starvation, all of those projects that comes to nothing because it is just a ruse. Okay, let me finish this. It says, that is the period the current regime will end. It's another plot to delude Nigerians and reinforce false hope. While the Fulani is planning for war, they are deceiving other Nigerians to have hope in a country they detest with cruel hatred. With cruel hatred. Nigeria only makes sense to Fulani if the country is under her armpit. Yoruba nation, prepare or be doomed. Prepare or be doomed. This is according to this Apapo Odua Koya. And preparation means be ready. Get your things ready. Be prepared for war. Be prepared for war. Do not say, oh, you were not told. And typical Nigerians, they would rather ignore it and be looking for something that will make them happy. This is why it is you that is listening. Don't you know it is your responsibility in order to bring people to listen to this gospel? It is your responsibility. Don't you know that if things don't come right, it is also on your head? Because that is why at the end of the day, you don't know who will be lost. You don't know if the blindness of that person that has refused to listen to good news will impact you. You don't know. That idiot might be the one that will point you and say, hey, look at this Yoruba person. Go and kill him. You don't know. You don't know. This is why it is important to educate for as much people as you can. Try and educate them. As much people as you can. Stop saying, oh, my Facebook, I do not want this and that and that. Why would you be you in your Facebook you don't want people to know that you are interested in what is happening around you? You don't think people just, I posted something the other day that you see unreasonable people that do not want to reason. Whenever you tell them something that goes against what they have believed for a long time, they become angry and most times violent. Why is that? And when they do that because they feel attacked. They do that because they feel attacked and they feel like violence is a way to stop you from telling them further the truth. So they do that. And then what do? You run away. Isn't that what you do? So because of that, you start making sure that, hey, I do not offend somebody. You see that person's foolishness is affecting your life. You see the Ara Kankafu or whatever he's called. Ana Akafundibe. His foolishness is affecting his people. His people are dying. He's not thinking of solutions. No, he's not. He's not thinking of solutions to solve his people's problem. He's there talking about IPOB, talking about Biafra, talking about Igbo people, talking about Ijo. Because he knows that some fools in Ijo land have been equipped with firepower. And he's thinking, oh, let me breed enmity between them. Let us try and kindle the fire. Umokoko. Listen, even if you have they gave you contract, it doesn't mean that money came from your land. It is from your land. This is what we are fighting for, a state where You will not need Nigeria to give you contract to guide your own pipeline. Your pipeline will belong to you. Which one do you prefer, slave or a free man? And today they are trying to tell you, hey, your problem is Igbo. How can your problem be Igbo when you are the one guiding your own house? Who are you guiding it against? Why can't the government tackle that problem and allow you control over your property? The same people who said the oil in Bielsa belong to, is it Zamfara? They are the ones you are guiding the pipeline for. You're guiding the pipeline for Zamfara. And it is such a pity. Let them equip you and you use it against them. That is what you do. Let them equip you. And when they come and talk nonsense, you tell them, do you not think is this not my money? Yeah. Are you okay? You sure the kwagimma? Now the line is open to be part of this conversation. All you need to do is call us on +27 78 064 5457. I repeat, the number to call is +27 78 064 5457. And I will bring you to Biafrans. The line is open. The line is open. While I wait for your call, let me read a few things in the news. Remember yesterday, the conversation yesterday we were having was around having the understanding that starvation is a sort of a weapon. It's a weapon of war that Nigeria government have. They have perfected it. They have tried it severally. And they have perfected it. Okay. They have perfected it. So you must bear that in mind as you go ahead. I have a caller on the line. Caller, you are live on Radio Biafra. Please introduce yourself and go ahead with your opinion. Otutoma.
Good morning to you, Mazi Sochima. Good morning. Greetings to you, my beloved brothers and sisters. Chukwokikabiama is our strength. And we must continue on the right side of the truth. My name is Hugo. I'm calling from the blessed land of Biafra. Mazi, you see this discussion, this particular topic that you are treating, the headline. I remembered when this made the headline in the zoo. There is a particular point that people focus on, and which is the most important part. Let me remind you, all of us, that statement. A statement where Jagaban of Lagos said that they are going to continue where Buhari stopped. This made a very big headline in the zoo, because the zoo citizens and even the zoo journalists, they know the truth. If you don't know the truth, once you come to this hallowed platform, you learn, and you go out with what you learn. They asked on their media, their zoo radio, at of that time, that do you think that this man will fix Nigeria, as he said that he will continue where Buhari stopped? Many of us told them the truth. Like I myself, I told them that what he meant is that the destruction that you are crying out, that his own is going to be worse, because they had an agenda, and that agenda must accomplish by what they think. That is the reason why the APC, useless devilish party, decided to snatch power. They did not win. Everybody knows the truth. But them going to this extent, destroying everywhere, making it by fire by force to take power, it means that they are going to continue with the destruction that you see this man left behind. And that is the simple truth. At the end, what happened? As soon as he entered into Asarok, what is the next thing? He show you that he's going to continue. And that continuously is moving on today, which they themselves is lamenting. But we are telling them that this is mourning, because whatever you sow in this life definitely is what you will reap. If you see evil, and because it is your brother doing it, and you say it doesn't concern me or it doesn't matter, oh, and kind, this is our own, let us not criticize him. Time will come that evil will return and move away the other round way, which you as a person that is supporting it will not even like it. This is exactly what is happening to the useless zoo citizens. The zoo citizens are suffering today because they brought it upon themselves. They refuse to say the truth. They refuse to condemn evil once they see it. They condone evil, they support evil because they think one way or the other they are benefiting. So what is happening to the northern people that makes them to start calling Igbos? Then while our Igbo brothers and sisters that is in the north and the west is singing, they are not making a song. And that is how it's supposed to be. Since you say it is one Nigeria, you will continue with one Nigeria and eat one Nigeria, because all of you knows the truth that this zoo called in Nigeria is not one. But all of you, like the statement you read by one Yoruba devilish man who said that he was going to put Nigeria into another civil war. They don't tell themselves the truth because they know that once they say that truth, the truth is going to open up their evil deed. Igbo is going to lead Nigeria into another civil war. You want Igbos to continue, they will let them remain silent so that they will continue to intimidate and kill them. Then there you will be happy. But once they condemn the evil happening to them, it means that they are going to bring another civil war. By the time all of you condemn this evil that all of you are building up and stop building evil up, that is when you will be free. But if you continue to think you are intimidating Igbos and you are killing them, destroying their property, and you think it's the right way, you are doing all these things to yourself. It's going to return back definitely to yourself. Mazi, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mazi. Thank you very much for that contribution. You can still be part of this conversation by calling in to the studio on 2+27 I repeat, +27780645457. Yes, our brother reminded us of what Tinubu said, and earlier on I had read out to you from Premium Times where it is written, and it was dated on the 16th of January 2024, where Tinubu said Buhari served Nigeria with uncommon zeal, and that history. He spoke about history being kind to this terrorist, this man who, when he was alive, recruited and brought in terrorists into the country. And this is even a video. This is even a video. I don't want to play the video. I do not want to play the video. It's even a video. It says Buhari served Nigeria with a common zeal. History will be kind to him, Tinubu. Now, as a Nigerian, do you understand the mess that you are in when you say you are a Nigerian? Or when you say that you are not interested in solving or being involved in the Nigerian problem? Do you understand? Do you know Nigerians even encourage their own people not to be involved, not to pay attention to Nigeria problem? Your son goes out of Nigeria, or your daughter, and the next thing they ignore totally everything that has to do with Nigeria politics, how things are going. And you are not telling them, why are you, now that you are there, why are you not speaking up for us that are here? Why are you, at least you are there, you are safe. Why are you not speaking up for us that are here? And you think because it has not reached you, because your children are overseas, it will not affect you. Now, let us also look at this news from Sahara Reporters that says this is the same Tinubu, the same person that is your president. It says Yoruba and Fulani are one. Tinubu says Nigerians react. This is just crazy. This is crazy. I have a caller on the line. Caller, you are live on Radio Biafra. Please go ahead, introduce yourself and your opinion. Ototoma.
Yes, to Thomas Sochima Mbanali. Good morning. This is Joko Keke calling from Atlanta, Georgia. Yes, I thank you, Mr. Mbanali, and I thank Onyendu Mazinda Mandekano. At the same time, I'm thanking our DOS, Maz Chikedoziemu, and all the DOS members and ESN. Yes. Look, we should be frank. In regard of Nigeria getting better, it's not possible. It's impossible. Impossible. People are just wasting their time. There are no sign, no plan. People have, in fact, people have no, the government itself, because we're talking about the government have no agenda. So people are just living on hope, and society don't live on hope. So anybody that is thinking that just we woke up one morning, things start being good, it's not possible. Okay, where is the plan given to people? Nigeria is not getting better. Anybody that is thinking that they just woke up and Nigeria will start getting better, it's not possible. The country that is making an effort to better themselves, you will see it. You will see the effort even in the citizens. Well, ordinary Nigeria is just playing bet, talking about something that has no purposes, and lazy. People are not thinking. So where is that good coming from? Okay, so know that. So anybody is thinking that Nigeria will get better is just joking. It's not possible. It's not possible. There is no hope, no hope. On every one of us realize that now our freedom is in our hand. We should face reality. Stop running away from the reality. All this grabbing enjoyment and drinking and dancing in the churches is not going to solve our problem. Every country in the history of humankind that make it possible for them to survive, they face the reality. They sacrificed. People die, yes, but the ones that survived, they are the ones that benefit from where their ancestors stopped. Where is our effort? You go to let's go back. Let me take you back to where we came from in Igbo land. You see our people still pounded on Igwe. 1,000 years technology. Our ancestors, invented. You see our parents about climbing with the You see our people tying yams in band, still using Oba. Where is the innovation? I don't know. No creativity. You go to our street in where we live, the street is full of dust. No plan. And people are happy on top of that. That's another thing now. People are still happy. What makes them happy? No improvement, nothing. You go back, you see some people, they still, our ancestors are better than us. Yes, because they are the one who created all these things. We are still using it today. No change, nothing. We are not inventing, we are not creating any, we are not innovating. Even common farming. Somebody will just come say he's hungry. I just see those people have complain about hunger. They are very stupid. Hungry for what? You have empty lands. I could remember when I was growing up, my father was working in a health center. He was a kind of medical, all those people, nurses, working in health. He owns farms, rice farms, G farms. I go with him. All of his mates, they own farms. That's side hustling. They work under government, but they still own farms and harvest it. Even some of them, they bought laborers. So what are people doing today? See, that you are doing, you're a businessman in one market does not stop you from owning a land in Adarice or Adani. having plot or acre of rice. But you are sewing clothes doesn't stop you from owning a farm. You can buy, purchase a laborers. Even there is some land, you can rent land. Irrigations, this is there. People are complaining about hunger. I don't understand. Somebody, you're a businessman, yes. Does that business stop you from having a side hustling? Someone can be being a trader in the market. It doesn't stop you from owning a rice farm. It doesn't stop you from owning cassava farms or even a palm trees. There is all those things that there's a provision for that. You can even equally hire like tractors. People are coming on the internet and shout, they are doing demonstration. I mean, some of them are on drug because I don't understand. There is no reason why an average Nigeria will just come out and start demonstrating. People should be creative. You find out that some of all those provisions, all those farms, government created a long time ago. Yeah. So then just all of them are destroyed because nobody is taking care of them. Nobody cares. Yeah. It's like I don't blame this guy Buhari that's told them whether they are lazy. They are lazy. If anybody call you from Nigeria tells you that he's hungry, he's crazy. Although that's because of this planning, this planning that is raping women, I can guess, raping women and killing farmers. Before that is, people there is no excuses that you can't farm. Yeah. Even some local government do offer them fertilizers. Yeah, somebody need to talk about this hunger issue because I don't understand. Yeah. Why Onyaka is okay? And a healthy person cannot complain. If you're a drug pusher, it doesn't stop you from owning the land. Come. Yeah. That's how our ancestors were brought up. Some of them, they own shops, but they see old lands where they do farming season. I don't know what people left all those things behind. Waiting for ready-made. So yeah, that's all I have now because I'm angry. I'm not happy with our people.
Rightfully so. I spoke to somebody a few days ago, and the person was telling me, "Oh, now I'm retired. I don't care about farming." And I said to the person, "Wow, okay." I did not say anything because you have Donald Trump, who is very old, over 70. If not 80, who is still out there campaigning, trying to be the #1 leader. But somebody said, my grandmother, my grandparents, even old, retired, they use it as an exercise to go to farm. But these days, somebody of 60, 70 is saying, no, I can't even exercise.
They're crazy.
It's terrible. Thank you very much.
They're crazy. Mr. Mbanali, did you see my brother? Thank you. Okay, bye.
Thank you too.
Bye. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This conversation, this is what we are supposed to be having this conversation. We are supposed to be having such a conversation everywhere that we go, everywhere we go to. We are supposed to have this conversation because our people have this mindset, the very dangerous mindset that these people have forced on us. And we take this mindset as the way things are supposed to go. We see it as that is how it is supposed to be. And it is very dangerous. You find somebody just because you are done with the job that you are not even paid for. A job that you basically just sacrificed for your country, and your country did nothing. They are doing nothing in order to ensure that your sacrifice is not in vain. And at the same time, you do not want to do what is necessary now. Now, what we are talking about is necessary now at this point. I have a caller on the line. Caller, you are live on Radio Biafra. Please go ahead, introduce yourself and your opinion.
Master, good morning. My name is Ifan Chuk. I'm calling you from Italy. Thank you for your good work that you are doing from Biafra. I pray may your effort, may Chukwu Kabiama grant us our freedom. Master, my contribution this morning is concerning about this hunger issue in Nigeria. According to what our last speaker now said, because even myself, I was like, if we can get Biafra, if Biafra come today, now, I will go back to my village and start farming. Because here in Italy, where I am, the people that have the people that have money, that's what is called money, it's farmer. It's people that are farming in here, like those people that are farming in tomato farm and olive, everything. They're the one that's making money more than those ones that are working in a fabrica in all those places, So the same thing is like what I try to advise my brothers now. Some of them, they have shop in main market. I told them, this thing that you are doing every day or every month, they will be buying gari, painter of gari. But if you have your own cassava in your own farm, you go to village and call people to help you to make the gari. Then you take the gari to township. Then you will not be buying all those things in the market. Even like now, some of our palm tree now, if you go to my village now, you won't find any of them again. They have cut everything down.
Yeah.
They are not planting. They are not planting anything again. Everybody, what our people are waiting? Egumbute. All the tree that even orange, mango that used to help our people many years. I could remember when I was little boy then, when we come back for school, maybe my mom is not around, then we use the mango to hold up. We eat mango and wait for our mom to come back. But right now, we won't find any of them again. Orange, the same thing. What you see, everybody want to build a house, or even a bono tree. They have cut everything down. So much, people complain of hunger. Okay, like now, I'm from Ebonyi State. Like, before, when I was small, I could know where my mom, they used to farm like rice in my backyard, but none of them are doing that now again. Everybody's waiting for foreign rice. Importing one. So, Mazi, it's good. It's time for our people to wake up and to think back how we grow. I remember then before my daddy farm, Mazi, I bugideji cargo. Oh, God, Abuji, you go Abuji Ganorogo, G7. I happy but now it's not like that thing. I don't know. So, Mazi, I want to use this opportunity to advise our people. Let every one of all of them that is in the township, I don't know what they are doing in that township. Some of them are in the township, they can't fill 3 square meters a day. But they want to stay in a farm. I'm in township, I'm in Lagos, I'm here. So those things is not helping. People, I don't know. Mazi, another thing I want to say is concerning our brothers in Ijo land. Mazi, I don't know the kind of people, how black people, the way we are raising. How can I have something, my own property? Then so another person will be paying me money to come and thief it and be bribing me with a little money, with the peanut. Sometimes, Mazi, even sometimes when I travel when I was in Nigeria there, I travel to those Riverine area. Mazi, their behavior, I'm sorry, not that to insult anybody, but their behavior, Mazi, I don't, how can somebody, you be guiding pipeline? That pipeline, don't you think that if that pipeline, if you take in charge of that pipeline, you are guiding for another people from Zamfara, your life will be better than now that you people are sleeping in the bush or sleeping in the swamp. They don't think. I don't know, is it laziness or they don't reason? I don't understand. Sometimes I used to ask one of my friends that is from Calabria. I don't know what they call it. He's here in Italy. Here, he might stay in Brescia. I was asking, what are you doing here? But I think you people have everything. You say that you have oil, but which I know that I have made to decide that oil is come from our land, but just because of British, their cunning way to steal. to cause problem in Africa. They connected all the whole pipe to their side. But apart from that, but for me now, to stay in my village now, somebody will come and say, okay, now I have a oil way here. This pipeline is from here now, traveling to Sokoto. Then you have to guide it for us. Don't allow anybody to touch it. Then me, my family, I will look back. My brothers, they don't have work. They know they are not going to school. They don't have a good house, a good environment. Then I will be sitting there, carry gun, guiding it. Abraham. But what I'm trying to tell them that let them wake up, because this kind of, I don't know why, I don't know. Mazi, I don't know. Sometimes I used to tell Chukwuka that we travel out of that place. Now that I'm here in Europe, I don't know why, I don't know how I'm reasoning when I was there in that place. But Mazi, I'm seeing we are reasoning, our people don't even think. I don't know. Mazi,
I understand you, Mazi. I understand you. Thank you very much for calling in.
Bless you, Mazi.
Thank you very much, Ndewo. The problem of Nigeria is so much that when you think about it, but we must go back to helping ourselves. The issue is this. We all want a very good life. We all want a very wonderful life. Mazi, can you please mute Can you please mute yourself? You are on air. Can you please mute yourself? The issue is this. Yes, you want this life of mass. I don't know why you haven't muted. You want this life of mass, right? You are not in mass now. This is where you are. This is where the situation is. Yes, you are retired. Yes, you have served. Yes, you've done all of these things. But today, this is the issue. Everybody is talking about hunger. The problem, what you should be doing is ask yourself, what can I do today to ensure that I do not cry for hunger? Don't say, oh no, I have passed that. Now what I'm expecting. You have your expectations. We all have our expectations. We all have, but let us be realistic. This is one of the problems that we have. And it is a problem of education. We've been educated to overlook what is on the ground and be looking at something that we've never seen. Something we don't even have an idea of. We don't want to handle today. We're looking for tomorrow. Living today. I have a caller on the line. Caller you're going to be the last caller because of time. Caller, please go ahead, introduce yourself and your opinion. Just in 4 minutes, please. Ndewo.
Okay, sir. Mazi Mbanali. Jishike. Oh, Biafra all over the world. We don't go to Mazi Mbanali. Selfish interest Burundi. Complete selfish. Mazi Kelechukum Pure Nakede Daloze. Onu show obodo you beba alotengo na ewere moto ogbo mwa. Mana yi chefuo na unu na ezai. Onga awongo unu. All these governors so park ega ha bugere in Dutch. They kiri Mazi Mbanali. Watch at your age. Watch out what these our so-called leaders are doing to us. Making sure that every money that belongs to government, they go outside this country and pack it there. Yes, issue on that. A country that their police will stay on the road and collect 20 naira, carry bullet and shoot somebody to death. Yes, the police on America. And the American government want it like that, yeah. I say if we are completely that, yeah. Mazi Mbanali, they are caught. The last hope of a common. Everything people tell people be in the wait for court. You see, Mazi Mbanali, you see, in advance. But all of us, say na people be with. I didn't get certificate. Ndibo, guy check Ndibo ni ile no na. Here na go NDA, people certificate. I'm a chatting na ho ya kuruchem. Go to flight number 1. I don't know, you get satellite. Very Boko Haram complete. But Biafra, anywhere you there, Father, remain formidable and don't touch any idiot. Our leader, then the can say that we draw them here. Yeah. Any of them that escape from this land, they will understand that we are the children of the Most High. Defend your Makai no na ya. Aguna ma bagras. akwa na bi ndị ọcha na bi mepụta na national high school gaa nwaanyị isi mgbe gaa gbapụta aka agbara esi na 5,000 onye ọcha bịara ikpepụta gị akwa nne ọ nwere nwanne ha nọ ga etonu mana ụnụ makwa na agbagbusiri anyị dị a ndị Igbo gaa problem one iburu ịga ndị mgbe soro m leta n'ụlọ m tọnda gbagbuo ṅụ esi asị gaa n'aka aka gaa national gaa n'oge ndị ọcha bụ gaa onye bịara ikpepụta gị oh dede alụzie na dede Jonathan I'm telling you achukwu eke abịa ma nose I'm telling you maazị Mbanali Julius Berger mekwachara anyị were aka ya eke ebula m aka mbụ ụnyaahụ were moto eburu agagharị ụmụ idiot and they are going there so that when you pray for them their problem will be okay. Don't worry. But let's do you see our leader there Nnamdi Kanu? Now you be governor of Abia State. You got what I hear? That Nnamdi Kanu my hand na Abia State. I will give what the governor try there. Get Kanu Kongo. More Jews of Kanu governor of Abia State. Obasanjo did not influence him. Get check. I would have no president to good luck on what they got. I'm a son FM. Okay, so kind of come down with them. My first temper and this water, my honor. Master Banana has to call we're educating our people here. And my dad and the Kano, so Africans did not get the freedom they want because they refuse to educate their people whom they are. We have known who we are. We are the children of the owner of this world. So, President of America, you take your time. We are not insulting you, but respect yourself. Respect yourself because I'm 50 years now. Think I'm afraid of you. You came into my land to tell my people and expect me to keep quiet. Don't test my resolve. Don't test my resolve. Nonsense. You are president in America. Okay, Sheska, I dare for Nigeria, for Biafra to come out. And remember, Nigeria was created by Britain in the year 1940 by Frederick Lugard. So your people are completely danger to the peace of the world.
Thank you.
Because I have the plateaus to have armored cars. That's it. That's no going back. No going back. Our back are deadly. We are moving from darkness and disaster to light. And do not think they shall there. Nonsense. Biafra.
All hell Biafra. Thank you very much. I wanted to pick somebody and give him just 2 minutes to close the show for us, but the call failed. So let me see if I can call this number back because he's called me more than. Okay, he's right here. Caller, you are live on Radio Biafra. Please introduce yourself and go ahead with your opinion in 3 minutes, please. As we round up, I'm already out of time. Ndewo.
Maazị Sochima, udo dịrị gị nwa Chineke. Great Biafrans, udo Chukwu okuke abịa ma doro ndị ihe ọma na dị mma. Our leader remains Maazị Nnamdi Okwuchukwu Kanu. Ahmadike one of Biafra land. Biafra is our religion. On this Haro platform is where we worship. Eze Chukwu okuke Piama is our God. I greet you, my brothers and sisters. No matter what, we must continue. Ndị be anyị si na aga na-ekwu, but remember, wherever you are, ekele ole eke. Remember, somebody who are preaching you that human being is one. We are not one. Everybody is guiding his own. America is guiding their own. British is guiding their own. Fulani is guiding their own. Yoruba man is guiding their own. Igbo man, why are you not guiding your own? Why? President, no, I felt that I will still call him President Tinubu, said he will continue where Buhari stopped. And he said, Fulani and the Hausa and the Yoruba is one. He discriminated Igbo people. He did not mention Nigeria is one. He said the Fulani. I don't know why our people cannot listen. Evil politicians in our land will look at it and keep quiet.
Religious leaders who are trying, telling us now human being is one, I'll look at it and keep quiet. No. Please, my brothers and sisters, we know things are hard. If you know that our ancestors tried very well and created many things, what are you creating to save humanity? Think about that. Have you tried to come on the street and preaching the good news, how we can survive, how we can separate ourselves and be the greatest people on this planet Earth, the way Ezechukwu Kabiama wanted it? I want to make this thing everybody. If you think that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not do anything, think about this radio we are using now. He think about it and he said, no, our people supposed to have voice. Our people supposed to have where everybody can contribute and teaching ourselves and giving informations. What have you done as a Igbo man, wherever you are? What have you done? You are in Biafra land. You have never ever talked about the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the way he come out. You are talking about Jesus Christ, who he did not know. Somebody told you he did this, he did that. Have you seen? And they are told you that Ngozi Gadilonya from Akwelo and you Kwelo. Monsige Mga outside the scene is Zulori and the people and the Zulori. How can you feel? And you look at Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a norm, as you know, because you have seen him. Humanity will talk about our reader. The only man who stand up and said, no, we should not continue like this. I beg. The children of light, talk about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Our leadership said, if you have a profile, change your picture to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You said, no, you want to make name, you want to your own, you want to make money on social media. Why are we like this? Great Biafra, why are we like this? Please, rethink and come back. Remember, we said we have sworn an oath to restore our land, not for any land. Please, Great Biafra, support ESN, stay together. You know what you do it very well. They want to make him bless you. We will continue until we have our way out. They want to make our leader must be released.
Yeah.
Think about our leader. He must be released. They want to make it.
They will. Thank you very much, Great Biafrans, and to everybody who is part of, who has been part of this program today. Thank you very much, and ensure, remember you are a Biafran. Remember that you are a Biafran. Keep your head up. Keep your head up. At this juncture, I want to thank the Eastern Security Network. I want to thank the Directorate of States of the Indigenous People of Biafra. Wonderful people. I want to thank our leader and every other person who is working towards the restoration of Biafra. Keep the job going. Thank you very much, every single person, and do have a wonderful, wonderful day. Remember, this program is from 5 in the morning until 7 a.m. We will still be here tomorrow, unless days that load shedding decides to strike early. Then we have a problem with being here. But every day we endeavor to be here, and tomorrow we'll still be here from 5 to 7 in the morning. Do join us here on Radio Biafra. Ndewo. My name remains Mazi Sochima Mbanali. Ndewo.